What's good, everybody? Welcome into Inside the Green Room with Danny Green. I'm Harris Sanford. Thank you for tuning in. And if you could do us a favor before we even get started, if you're watching us on YouTube, there's a little button called the like button or subscribe button. Make sure you hit that. And if you're listening to us on your Audacy podcast app or any podcast app that you're using, we would appreciate if you go into the review section and leave a 5-star review. Much appreciated. Now, let's get into business. So much to discuss, even though not a lot is happening in the NBA. Things are going on in the W. For some reason, dildos are being thrown around. Yeah, you heard me right. We will also discuss a number of things that we think are out of pocket in the NBA, including the schedule, an all-star weekend. And speaking of the schedule, there's an opening night schedule. There's a Christmas Day schedule that Danny and I will dissect. But before we do that, might as well check in with the homie. DG, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. Everything's all right. Getting decent sleep. I wouldn't say a full amount, but everything's all right. What about you?
I would say, well, I'm doing well. Back from the NABJ conference. Good time seeing a lot of people in the land. First time I've been back in Ohio since 2018. First time I've been back in Cleveland since 2018. You know, my last day was kind of weird, Danny. My last day that I spent in Cleveland was when I was covering the 2018 finals, where KD and Steph and Clay just absolutely washed out the Cavs. And I can remember, Danny, as I was there, I remembered how mad I was. Like, and this is to tell you how much I love basketball. Here I am covering the NBA finals, like something that's a childhood dream of mine. I should be happy. I should be ecstatic. Instead, I was upset because it was a sweep and the NBA should have never had the cap spike in 2015 that would have allowed Kevin Durant to join the Warriors. I look at that period of NBA history, Danny, as just like a waste. Like it shouldn't even really exist. Like, yes, of course it existed. You give the Warriors their credit, but I still maintain that team should have never been together, yo.
Yeah, I mean, are you more mad at the Cat or Kevin Durant?
I'm mad at the league. Hey, listen, okay. Kevin Durant going to do what he's going to do. I can't tell a man how to act. But I'm mad at the league that they weren't wise enough.
Should have vetoed it like what David Stern did back in the day or something?
You can't veto. Nah, the veto is crazy. But the cap should have been smoothed. It shouldn't have just jumped up millions and millions of dollars for 1 year. It should have progressively, I understand they got the new TV deal money, so like it was going to go up, but like it should have progressively increased as opposed to the just big spike of available cap space. Because in any world, if Kevin Durant is a free agent, he should not be able, unless he's taking a pay cut, he should not be able to just join a team like the Golden State Warriors that were put together at that time. It is still mind-boggling to me that was a situation. It's probably mind-boggling to LeBron that he was in the finals and got swept. Like the finals in his prime. That shows you how good the Warriors were.
Which is great. I mean, to call it his prime, which was like year 17, 18.
Nuts.
For him, is nuts. Because I think 2018 is 7 years ago. He's in year 23 right now. So yeah, he's above year 15. But yes, nonetheless, one of your words, that shouldn't have happened. I think a lot of people were upset that it happened and the way it went down. But you got to give credit where credit is due. They did win it. They won it very handedly. And one of the best teams in the history of the sport, the history of the game that we've seen. So, yeah.
Speaking of the playoffs, when we get to our Outta Pocket section, we are going to try and adjust how the playoffs are kind of constructed in this present NBA. Speaking of Kevin Durant, the NBA is going to start the NBA season with his new team being showcased. Kevin Durant in year 17, and the Houston Rockets will be traveling to the Oklahoma City Thunder. The second game of opening night will be the Golden State Warriors taking on the Lakers. And I don't think there's any discussion to be had when it comes to the Lakers and the Warriors. You have Steph Curry, you have LeBron James, and you still have a guy like Luka Doncic. It makes total sense for the NBA to dive in on opening night with those two guys, because who's not going to watch? Anytime those two are playing against each other, it's must-see TV. The Rockets and Thunder, however, interesting as well, because the Rockets obviously adding Kevin Durant, number 2 seed last year. And then the Thunder won the title last year, even though the Thunder are a small market team. But the intrigue, Danny, the intrigue is Kevin Durant is going to have to watch the Oklahoma City Thunder raise the banner. Whoever was in that scheduling meeting was cooking. Give me your grade of the NBA's opening night schedule.
No, this is top tier. Whoever did this did their homework. Kudos to the guy who made this schedule. Definitely A plus. It's in the A range. I'm gonna give it an A plus, especially just for that alone. But yes, everybody wants to see Steph Curry against LeBron. They've been doing it for years, whether it's opening game, Christmas, whether it's in the playoffs. Everybody wants to see that matchup now. Golden State has Jimmy Butler now, and Draymond's still there. They're still a pretty good team. Kuminga, they're figuring out things. They're still seeing what's happening. Still kind of off season. Lakers picked up some people. Luka's there. Everybody wants to see Luka Doncic play as well. But yeah, this is a top tier opening right now, especially the fact that Kevin Durant has to be in Oklahoma City to watch them get their rings and raise the banner there in his first game, of being a Houston Rocket. So this is going to be, and this is one of the games, one of the teams, one of the matchups that people were predicting to see maybe in the Western Conference Finals. So A plus, top tier research and homework on making the schedule. Love to see it.
I don't think there's a game that would have had more intrigue on opening night than that, because of the theater of it all. If you don't put Rockets Thunder opening night, yes, it'd still be entertaining. But Rockets Thunder opening night itself, yes, they're going to play each other, but to put them on opening night so you get the ring ceremony is what puts it.
The only other game would have been OKC Indiana. But that's, they said, if Tyrese wasn't hurt, so it would have been a rematch. But this is right there behind that. Only other team that would be interesting to see match up against them and see them raise the banner, get the rings, would have been Indiana. But yeah, they're a different team now than what they were last year. Tyrese being out, what's the name leaving, going to Milwaukee now? Miles Turner leaving. They're still going to be a good team, but it is different. But yes, this is a top tier Western Conference matchup that people want to see.
It is kind of disappointing. Two things. Number one, that the Indiana Pacers are just from a marquee standpoint, they just don't deserve to be on the marquee this upcoming season. I'm not disrespecting them. I'm just being real. You don't have Tyrese Halliburton. You don't have Miles Turner. You don't deserve to be on the marquee. You could still be a good team, but nobody's clamoring to watch the Pacers this upcoming season. Just is what it is. And I think that's just unfortunate. And then number two, an interesting person that also could have been potentially in the building on an opposing team for the opening night ceremony. Number one, James Harden and the Los Angeles Clippers, but that relationship wasn't as strong because he did leave before Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. But maybe Russell Westbrook, a guy who is still loved in Oklahoma City, also could have been an interesting person as well. But because of Russell Westbrook still being a free agent, there's no team to schedule him against. And before we get to another question related to Kevin Durant, I'm interested. Does Russell Westbrook still fit in today's NBA? Where is he supposed to go? We've heard some rumors about the Sacramento Kings. I think that'd be a terrible. I don't think Russell Westbrook is a terrible player. That's a terrible fit with him, DeRozan and LaVine. But I still find it wild that he hasn't found a home as of yet. It's obvious.
Agreed. And I thought he should have stayed where he was at. But from what I'm hearing, the rumors are that they weren't going to play him over the young guys anymore. The changes that were made, and that's you opted out of a guaranteed contract. Just make them trade you. In my mind, anyway, at this stage in your career, at the end of the, this year 17 or 18 for him as well. So yeah, and does he fit? Yes, I think he's definitely an NBA player. He showed some great strides in his perimeter shooting last year, especially in the playoffs, knocking down corner threes against the top teams out there. Even was OKC, all the teams that they played, he played very well. He was an X factor for sure, and punished teams and played up to higher than expectations for most people in the playoffs. So did I think he should be able to not get a contract boost? No, maybe not, but he definitely should have a home. He belongs to the NBA. The only issue with Russell Westbrook is that people feel that they need to play him. Like if you receive Russell Westbrook, he is somebody that you have to feature in your offense, somebody that you have to kind of build around or cater to. And nobody wants to cater to him in year 17 or 18 when a lot of people think there's a decline. Obviously, athleticism isn't the same, but as a player, he's still a very good player. He still can knock down knocks down a shot here or two. People, question his decision making, but there are plenty of teams out there that he should have a home for. I just don't know if they want to put him in the top 8 rotation or the top 7 rotation. Is he going to be okay with taking a role of being outside of the top 8 or top 7 and being the 9th guy or 10th guy, or even being just a locker room guy or end of the bench serviceable guy if there's injuries? I don't know if he wants that or takes that. So, and I don't think Sacramento is the fit either. So we'll see. It would have been cool to see him probably end up back in OKC to call it quits for the last year or 2 of his career and just come off the bench for them. But I said, who knows if he wants that job.
I'm kind of understanding the dilemma. I'm understanding the dilemma that maybe a Russell Westbrook, maybe even you or like Carmelo Anthony or other players have had in their careers towards the end. I think maybe before, Danny, I might have said, oh, you can still be in the NBA. You just got to go to name a market that maybe not a lot of players want to play in.
Charlotte, Washington.
You just gotta go play with the Wizards, or you just gotta go play with Charlotte. And a veteran player or somebody who's established or somebody who's put in a lot of time in the game would be like, no, I'm not going there. And no, I'm not taking 10 minutes. Like, absolutely not. And so where I'm at in my broadcasting career, it's people who know, it's super, super, super competitive. So I'm fighting for minutes at bigger outlets. But I know, Danny, that if I wanted to go to market 35, 37, I get all the shine I want. But I don't want to go to market 37. I don't want to go to XYZ market if it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's exactly. Now as I grow as a man, as a person, I understand the dilemma for guys like Westbrook, for guys like Carmelo. And I think maybe before when I was younger, I'd say to myself, bro, just go play over there. What's the harm in being on the bench? But it's not as easy to accept as people think.
Not everybody can. And some guys are not okay with accepting the bench role. And I think at a point, certain guys are like, I just want to get back in. I just want to I could be, even John Wall, he's not old. He can still hoop, but he's like, I'll be a locker room guy. I'll come teach these point guards or teach the younger guys how to operate and be professional, whether it's a John Moran or whoever it is that they can mentor. But at that point, when it's time to do that, a lot of guys or a lot of front offices is probably too late at that point. The time you come to terms, it's kind of that window's past you. And some guys just don't want to do that. They're just like, I don't want my legacy to be that. I don't want to go out on a team where I'm losing or just a guy at the end of the bench, which is fine. So it's a lot of decisions, a lot of variables come into play when making that decision.
For sure. All right, let's talk about Kevin Durant real quick because, again, opening night, Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets going to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder at OKC. Banner night, ring night shall be interesting, and it will be seen on NBC. Now, the one interesting thing about Kevin Durant, Danny, and but the thing I love about Kevin Durant is not afraid to hop in the reply section of his Twitter account.
On Twitter.
And you could
tell
see
everybody how he feels.
You can have active discussions with fans for people from all fan bases. And one of the questions were posed, should Kevin Durant get his jersey retired in Oklahoma City? And I don't have the time to go through all of his tweets as it pertains to that. I'll just leave the question to you. Should Kevin Durant get his jersey retired in Oklahoma City?
Absolutely. No question. I don't even know why this is a discussion. He was an MVP there. He's brought them to the finals. And he did, if I'm not mistaken, almost 10 years. Like he did like 9 years there, if I'm not mistaken. He did quite a bid. So he was there for a long tenure, got an MVP there. OKC's produced a couple MVPs, 2, 3 in the uniform. James got one when he went to Houston. But yeah, he definitely deserves. Him, Russ, Shea, anybody gets an MVP deserves that their jersey retired in that arena.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I understand the premise. If you accomplish things while you're with a team, you
and MVP is not.
I understand what you're saying. If you accomplish an MVP with a team, that should be heavily considered for you getting your jersey retired. But Danny,
I think it's a lock for that organization.
No. It can't be a lock. It can't be a lock because just like when you look at the Baseball Hall of Fame or the Basketball Hall of Fame or any of these Hall of Fames, what also matters is how the fans, how you were received or how the impression that you left. And let's keep it real.
I don't give a damn.
If he had his jersey,
ain't the Hall of Fame. This ain't
it's the team.
I don't give a damn.
It's the team Hall of Fame. It's the team Hall of Fame.
It's a very small market. There's not many MVPs coming through.
No
organizations. It's only been 75 years of basketball. It's only 75 MVPs.
It's not about you're getting your jersey retired is not just about your accomplishments. It's also about how you are received. And if the Oklahoma City Thunder fans do not like Kevin Durant because of how he left, because of their relationship since then that matters. Danny, let's say I'm an Oklahoma City Thunder season ticket holder, right? I'm the one who's I'm the one who's making sure the owners are rich going forward, right? On top of the league itself. But I'm the one who's putting money in. And I don't like Kevin Durant. I'm an Oklahoma City Thunder fan. I don't want to see his jersey go up just because he won some MVPs.
I get what you're saying. That to me only helps your case if you're a guy that does not meet the criteria. MVP meets the criteria. All-star selections, scoring titles, rookie of the year, all that MVP. If you're a player like a Bruce Bowen and you received well, yes, that helps you get to the rafters. You can't say, because he's not received. No, this man is great. I don't give a damn how you receive him. He's an MVP caliber player. We got to put this man's. We got to respect him in the league. There's no.
I'm not stopping his Hall of Fame bid. I'm talking about specifically for Kevin Durant's
a Hall of Fame player, let alone be a Hall of Fame organizational player. Organization's a lot smaller than the Hall of Fame.
But you're not getting my. I understand your point and I respect it. But you're telling me player X can be 10-time All-Star, 7-time All NBA first team, win an MVP, but on his way out, F the owner, F this person, F that person. I don't like this city. And you still got to put the banner up?
You're damn right.
No, come on. No.
Damn right.
Absolutely not. No, you cannot do that.
Don't give a damn.
You can't do that.
You got to put that man's jersey in the rafters. You can't not have his jersey in the rafters, him being a Hall of Fame.
Just because it's not about accomplishments. It's also about personality. It's also about personal relationships. Let me ask you a question. Should Jimmy Butler, who took the Miami Heat to 2 NBA finals, should his jersey be raised in Miami?
If he's received, now see, Jimmy Butler didn't win MVP. And if he won MVP, he for sure should be in the rafters.
So we're gonna forget all of all of the ridiculous actions that were happening towards the end and still put up his jersey.
If he won an MVP,
no, absolutely not. Come on, yo, no. Decorum matters.
I've seen worse happen, bro, and I hate to bring this up. And I think they recently might have taken his jersey down. Rashad McCants. That man's jersey is in the rafters at Carolina. It was in the rafters at Carolina. We had a whole scandal because of him. We got, sanctioned. They did an investigation because of the things he put out in the media. That man's jersey was in the rafters. And he wasn't no MVP of the NCAA. He wasn't player of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a candidate. He was All-American.
And you're saying they took it down?
I think they did. I don't keep up too much with what's going on with Rashad.
Yeah, we gotta get verification of that. But if they took it down, Danny, that speaks to my argument. It's not just about your performance. It's also about how people receive you within that organization. How the fans receive you.
If you do something that destructive, yes, where you're bringing down the organization or trying to bring down Carolina. Now,
and so Jimmy Butler was trying to throw away the whole Heat season last year.
He didn't try to put them in, like, get them in fines or get them, like, he didn't try to take down banners. Oh, they did illegal shit. He didn't do all of that. He just said, let me out this let me out this because I don't want to be here. It's a totally different level. Now, you may not like how Jimmy was operating because he didn't want to be there, but he wasn't trying to tear down the organization. He just wanted to.
He was trying to tear down the team for the season. He was trying to tear down the team for the season. He just didn't want to play. There's no way he wasn't trying to tear down the team for the season so that he can get traded. Yes, his motive was a lot cleaner than McCann's, but he was still trying to cause harm to the team for his
jersey
personal
is
best
still
interest.
In the Raptors as of right now. His jersey is still in the Raptors.
And that's ridiculous. As you as a North Carolina fan, wouldn't you? You don't think North Carolina fans are looking at that like, yo?
I'm 100%. Everybody that are ticket holders have had their complaints. That man has accomplished enough to where that his jersey really stands in the rafters, bro. And he tried to tear down the organization.
That's not the society you're supposed to be living in. No,
listen, H, I'm with you on certain things. But nobody in the NBA has thrown out sanctions or tried to tear down. Now, they might have wanted their team to do well because they want to be traded. That's different than tearing down organizations. Say Pat Riley did this illegal thing, so he was doing this. He was, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not throwing things out there to get them in trouble. He just didn't want to play there. Now, the fans may not like that, but you damn well got to respect this man. He did this for your organization. And if you got an MVP, it's only 75 of those motherfuckers. You put him in the rafters because it looks crazy if you put that man in the Hall of Fame, but he's not in your team's Hall of Fame. How crazy do you look doing that?
No. You can have a Hall of Fame player, but he's not somebody who you want to have recognized as a part of your Hall of Fame.
You look crazy as an organization. You look crazy.
And Kevin Durant, and to be fair, Kevin Durant looked crazy for leaving the Thunder and going to the Warriors. Did he not?
So, H, look at this. What players are going to see that you don't have no respect for your players? And at that point, what other players are going to want to go there when they know they might have talked to Kevin Durant? Look, they treated me this way. Why would I want to go there and I know that organization doesn't respect their players? That's a bad look on the organization.
I'm just saying it is. I understand your side. I'm just saying it's not easy. It's not. Oh, just because he did X leads to Y. Like, if I'm an Oklahoma City Thunder fan and I'm one of those fans who, like, it's F Kevin Durant every day of the week because he left us for the rival team and hasn't really ingratiated himself since then no, I don't care how good he was. I can't erase history. Doesn't mean I need to honor it either.
I get what you're saying. I said I only think that it helps the case for guys like myself who didn't get the accolades to be put in the rafters. The fans really loved me and wanted to put my jersey in the rafters because I had a great tenure in San Antonio. Thank you so much. But if I was there and I had all-star selections and MVPs and Rookie of the Years and scoring titles and all defensive teams, and I was the biggest asshole in the world, you look crazy if you don't put my uniform in the rafters.
I think there's a distinct. I think you can get into the Hall of Fame being an asshole.
You can.
And I'm not saying Kevin Durant's an asshole. But when it comes to team individual honors, how the organization decides this, Danny decides they don't have a requirement. No team is required to put banners up in the jersey in the rafters. There's no requirement. There's no NBA mandate that says you have to have a certain amount of retired jerseys in your rafters. This is a voluntary act.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm 100%. Just a volunteer putting up a jersey in the rafters and potentially retiring that jersey, honoring a man who left us for our rival team after a heated Western Conference Finals. I'm supposed to. You're telling me I have to honor that?
You don't have to, but you should. Listen, I just think you look crazy by not respecting the player for what he's done for you. You may not like how he exited.
We're not taking his records out the book.
Why is his jersey not up? If he's done, if he did 9 years for your organization,
we'll play a montage, and that's that.
Yeah. If he played for you for 9 years, got MVP, brought you to the finals, had multiple accolades in that uniform. Now, there's players that have made Hall of Fame because they were only their short stints, but they had a great career because they overall their career, like Terrell Owens. I don't know how long. Let's say James brought Terrell Owens up. I don't know how long his tenures were in each uniform where he deserved. I don't think he's got an MVP, but he definitely has an MVP anywhere. But like, if you have a long tenure in a uniform, you achieve a lot of things in that uniform. If I exit because you don't like how I exit in a span of months or that 1 year,
exit matters.
That tears down all my body of work of what I've done for you for the 9 years.
The exit matters. Antonio Brown won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady, right? He balled out. And how did he leave? Peace out. Walked out in the middle of a game.
Mm-hmm.
He's never going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Ring of Honor.
No, he only played 1 year.
He won a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Was he ever an MVP?
He was. I think he might have been. He had a great touchdown. I know he had a touchdown pass that sealed the game. But he was a Pro Bowler. He was an All Pro. He's one of the top 10 best wide receivers. He's one of the top 10 best wide receivers. He's one of the top 10 best wide receivers of all time. Antonio Brown is undoubtedly one of the best wide receivers of all time. And he's not going to win MVP because he's a wide receiver. That's just not, he's never going to win that. But it's undeniable. He was a top 10 wide receiver in the National Football League. And he's played his stints with the way that he had to leave the Pittsburgh Steelers, the way he was forced to leave, or they traded him, I forget the exact details, but his character towards the end of his exit leads to him never getting in the Steelers Ring of Honor.
How long was he in any one of these uniforms? I feel like
he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers by 9 years.
I feel like his stretches were very short, and I feel like his career was shorter than it should have been because he was still young when he left, and he had a lot of time. Like, he could have been like
just like Kevin Durant. Durant. I'm just saying. How you leave
James, how
matters.
long was he in Pittsburgh? I don't think he did 9 years in Pitt. I didn't know he did that long.
Danny,
how you leave does matter.
Yeah, and therein lies my point.
For sure. But if he's accomplished all these things, it is, and I don't take away. AB was well accomplished he won a Super Bowl. With the Pittsburgh.
Now I'm not saying AB didn't leave like Kevin Durant left. But it still left a negative taste in the fan base and organization's mouth.
Did he win a Super Bowl in Pitt?
Yes.
I thought he won one just in
Tampa. He won one with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Then he should be.
And was a top 10 wide receiver. No. He cannot be in the Ring of Honor. Absolutely not.
Listen, it's all up to the organization. But what that man has done in an organization, what he's done in that organization.
No.
That jersey number should be up there.
James, please pull up what all the fuckery that JB was doing while he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's no way.
AB, I don't give a damn. Listen, I don't give a damn, bro. He brought you a Super Bowl. He's been there 9 years. That uniform is not a big deal. It is a big deal, but
it is a big deal.
It's not like you have to every day put a video up and say this is the city of AB. No. His jersey in there because of what? He did a lot of great things for this city. He did a lot of great things for his organization. He brought in a lot of money. You know?
How you and obviously we both I understand how great Kevin Durant is, but I do think the fans, if they don't bang with him, if you told me 90% of Oklahoma City Thunder fans don't like Kevin Durant, I'm not putting his banner up. I don't care what he did. The fans don't like him. And I don't know if it's 90% of Oklahoma.
There's a lot of things that happen that we don't like, H. And the fans, guess what? There's a lot of shit that happens in every organization. If I'm the owner and I have no problems with Kevin Durant, I don't give a damn. Listen, you're going to still come to the games. You like Shea. You still want to see these. You're going to like basketball. Just because you don't like one jersey ain't going to stop you from coming to the games or seeing these guys play. There's a lot of shit in this world that happens that you don't like. Guess what? This might be one of them. If I'm the Kevin Durant didn't say, F it, like he just left. He didn't like shit on OKC. He may not like, said there's certain things might not be received from the fans differently. It's the front office or the organization or the owner. He probably has a great relationship with the owner still. Who knows? But sometimes you can't please everybody. I don't give a damn. Listen, the man deserves to be here. And I have a relationship with him.
Part of me is making an argument for argument's sake because I do understand your side. But
you get devil's advocate. I get it.
But I do think your notion that once you win an MVP, your jersey automatically has to get retired is absolutely ridiculous. I do think that's not me playing devil's advocate. That's not me playing devil's advocate. That's just me being real. I think that's ridiculous.
Maybe no. I think listen, everything is not an automatic. I think it's a automatic bid that you should for sure be in the it's considered. Highly considered. You should be a bid. Listen, it's all down to the organization's choice. Like you said, they don't have to. They could do whatever the hell they want. But if you get an MVP in any fucking sport on the professional level, you are highly considered to be on our rafters. You should be highly considered in anybody's
considered. Yes, understandably considered, not guaranteed. How you leave matters.
Nothing is guaranteed.
Jimmy Butler getting his jersey retired in Miami would be absurd.
He never won MVP, but I said nothing is guaranteed.
If he had won an MVP, it's still absurd. He went to 2 finals. He went to more finals than KD.
If he won an MVP, I wouldn't be absurd. It wouldn't be absurd to me. If he won
considering how he left,
MVP, I don't give a damn.
Considering how he left,
like again, if he won a league MVP in that Miami Heat uniform in today's NBA over LeBron James,
Harold Miner rolling in his grave.
Give a damn how he left.
Ronnie Cycling rolling in his grave.
It would not be absurd. You win an MVP, it's never absurd to put somebody's jersey in the rafters. Not absurd.
We got it. We have other things we were supposed to talk about on this episode. Give us a moment. We'll be right back. Back with more Inside the Green Room. Danny Green, Harrison Sanford. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Inside Green Room for some of the content that you hear right here on the podcast or you're watching on YouTube. Want to go back to a new segment that we're going to continue to weave into our show called Out of Pocket. I'm going to point out something and Danny's going to tell me if it's out of pocket or not. I think this one is fairly easy. The WNBA has a problem, Danny. For some reason, green dildos keep getting thrown on the court. Now, there is a belief that this was kind of sparked by some Bitcoin, meme coin that's trying to boost its value. That's how it's really risen in popularity. It's gotten to the point where security has really tried to up their efforts at WNBA games. I don't know how you necessarily stop it, Danny, because even if you have a clear bag policy, people can find a way to kind of keep a dildo on their body.
It's absolutely out of pocket. What are we doing here? Like, come on, as fans, as players, like we've got to protect the players. You guys, as fans, should want to protect your players. These are women. You're disrespecting the women. You're degrading the game. This is dangerous for the players. Yes, you clear a bag. You can do security more searching, but they're still going to find a way to smuggle in something. But come on now, like. Fans, what are we doing here? Knock it off. Cut the shit. Stop bringing in, I don't care what color they are. Stop bringing exterior items. And exterior items. I don't care if it's a cup. You shouldn't be throwing anything on the floor, let alone, these type of items. This is crazy. So, yeah, this is not a safe thing to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like throwing rocks off a bridge. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be throwing anything off bridges or on highways. Or on basketball courts. There's certain things you shouldn't be throwing anything anywhere. This is just not safe and it's not smart. And you're just disrespecting the game and you're degrading these women, which should not be happening. So please, fans, let's do better, please. This is not okay. Yeah. And there's no way, it's hard to stop this. They can do better with searching people and security and things like that, but this is way out of pocket.
100% out of pocket. I will say this, 2 things. Number one, it seems as if the people who do get caught now, the arresting office, whether sheriff's office, city office, whatever it might be, seems to now be taking it more seriously. It's not just one of these security finds you and you get thrown out. Like, there could actually be legal repercussions. And I think that's probably the step that they need to take in order to stop these dildo throwers. I will say also, though, this is a classic case of when something funny becomes too serious, and you have to be careful of what you laugh about, because it can then become popular. When it happened the first time, there were a handful of WNBA players on their social media accounts make fun of the issue. And I think
when you make it something go viral, it makes people want to do it more.
Exactly. And I think at first, maybe the majority of people just saw it as, oh, that is funny. It's kind of wild, but there is some humor in it. But when too many people see it that way, then it becomes a thing. And that's what happened. It became a thing. And now it's actually like a legit safety concern. Like, I know, like, it's just the dildo, but like, no, it's an object that's being thrown from high heights. It's going, like, if you just know physics, it could actually legitimately hurt somebody. We don't need that. We don't want to see that at all. So the humor, the funny part of this whole thing has been done and over with for a very long time now. It's out of pocket, that's for sure. All right, number 2, Steph Curry was recently seen running through hills, inclines, and all these different types of various physically challenging elements, even with the weighted jacket on. And I think he was quoted as saying he's nowhere close to retiring. And Danny, it's Steph Curry's not a spring chicken.
No.
Is this out of pocket for him to say this?
No, I love the mindset. I love where he's at. I love that he's taking care of his body, but he is 37 now. He'll be 38 this season coming up. And it all depends on what your definition of nowhere near close is. You know, to me, 3 years is close. I think he's got 2 years. Within 3 years, I think he'll be at home with me hanging out, you know, because at that point he'll be 40. I don't see many LeBron Jameses happening. We're getting years 23 and 24. That's just an anomaly. So, yes, I think he's closer than, for my definition, than what his is maybe. But I love that he said he's getting to it and got his body right. But, you know, I think he's got a good 2 years left.
You know, I think it's very interesting, Danny, that you're somebody who now, obviously, I remember the ending of your career. You were never... I find it shocking that when you talk about LeBron, now that you just talked about Steph, your mindset is, the ending is near. It has to be near, right? When you talk about LeBron and when you talk about Steph Curry. But when you were in their position, you never talked like retirement was coming. You never maybe you internalized it, but you never vocalized it. You never said, oh, this is my last year. Oh, I want this to be my last year. I'm coming to an end. You said, no, you always were reaffirming of your desire to play and your ability to play when you were in the league. So why would you expect LeBron or Steph Curry to act any differently?
I never was asked. I was never a player that was that important. So I was never asked of my 5-year plan tenure. It was year to year. So if you ask me from year to year if I plan on playing, yes. If you asked me what my plans were, how much longer you think I'm playing, I was very realistic of what the hell was going on with me and my body. Now, mind you, I didn't have any injuries till year 13. Unfortunate one. But if I would have told you, I did 4 years of college, and I said, if I play 15 years, great. And then, you know, I think I'd bring Jared Dudley in this. He's like, yo, I just want to get to 15. For me, it was like, I want to get to 15. And if I get one, I was taking it year by year at that point. It wasn't like, oh, I'm nowhere near close at 35. I'm realistic, and I had a pretty good body. I took care of it very well. I had no major injuries. I had some strains here and there, but I knew it was a lot closer than me still being at the beginning or in the prime of my career. Like, I'm toward the tail end of my career, especially when the injury happened. I came back. I knew it was like I only got a couple years left. I'm not saying, oh, I'm nowhere near close. Even if I was to be put in the league before the retirement, and I played for Philly of the year last year, and this past year was with another team, that might have been especially if I was at the end of the bench on the roll and how my body felt, I would give you a realistic answer. But these guys are supposed to say that.
All right, last one, real quick, little funny one here. Dame Lillard, apparently, when he had moved into Drew Holiday's house as a member of the Milwaukee Bucks, apparently Drew Holiday left him with no internet. Out of pocket.
Yes, I mean, obviously, Dame is joking around saying that we talk about different things other than what people are saying. People thought there was hostility between them when they saw them meet up on camera. And he's like, we're literally just talking about the home. We're talking about the house. You know what? The alarm needs to be fixed, or the Wi-Fi is out, or I'm trying to play the game. She's talking about little things. But yes, if you're renting a house to an NBA player or another top player in the league, and you're not providing certain amenities, you're out of pocket. You should definitely have Wi-Fi. Should definitely have laundry. You should have, all those things that every person needs.
And I brought up that one because we saw the beginning or the end of a great run recently. On Monday, August 11th, America Online finally discontinued its dial-up internet. First and foremost, I cannot believe that AOL was still going on. I had no idea that dial-up internet was still available to us. And if you were using dial-up internet in the year 2025, Lord have mercy on your soul. Because there's absolutely no way I would be using dial-up. I don't. If you're
early
advanced,
2000s.
If you were advanced enough to use the internet, then you would want wireless. Even though I must say, if you watching your coin, that dial-up was probably like had to be like $5. Can I also say this before we get into our actual comment? I do think we're at the point now where internet service should be a free commodity, right? High-speed internet, we should not be paying for it anymore.
It's all over the world.
It's a necessity now. It's not a convenience thing. Everybody needs to have the internet. I don't think we should be paying for it. With that, it's no longer a luxury. It's a necessity. With that being said, in honor of America Online finally calling it quits, finally shutting it down, Danny and I have looked at 5 things in the NBA that finally need to call it quits too. And let's start off with number 5. What is our number? We'll have a list of 5. Number 1 thing, Danny, that I think the NBA needs to say goodbye to: contract extensions. And this is not about me not wanting the players to get their cheese. This is about the lack of entertainment of the free agency period. What we're seeing now, year after year, star player after star player, they're not even making it to free agency. They are extending their contracts when the opportunity is available to them. And then eventually, if they want to go to a new team, then they will request a trade. Look at Luka Doncic. Mikal Bridges just signed a contract extension this offseason. It just feels you had Jaren Jackson Jr. sign a contract extension this offseason. I am not hating on the players. Go ahead and get your chicken. But everybody, Danny, is signing contract extensions. And then you get to free agency and it's like, nobody's actually a free agent. And let's keep it real. Free agency is supposed to be one of the more entertaining things about the NBA. And it's gone now because of this. Cut contract extensions, play it all the way out, and then just be a natural free agent. That's my number 1 in things that we need to say goodbye to.
As a fan, I agree with you. As a player, I don't. And that's why I'm here. I love to see the free agency things, but so when I was playing, if you work your tail off to get certain contracts to protect yourself, because you just don't know when or what's going to happen or when it will happen. You don't know if a major injury is going to happen. When a team is offering you, want to lock you in for a certain amount of years, you get as many years as possible. You get the money up front as soon as possible. You lock in guaranteed money when you can. And sometimes you don't want to wait until a year or two later or to see how it goes. When a team really likes you, you got to strike while the iron's hot. So I understand and fully get it. Get your cheese, protect yourself. You only in this league for a short stint of your life. You have a lot more years to live after, and you got to protect, you said, your entity, your brand, and hopefully feed your family for as long as you can, because you have to be on this planet another 30, 40 years after you're done playing at least. So yes, I'm all for contract extensions. I would love to see the free agency get back to where it was, but this is not the highest on my list of saying goodbye to.
Another thing that I want, maybe because it's the summer right now, it's as strong as it is for me in this moment, because I would say this, and I think most NBA fans will agree. This was a boring NBA summer, point blank. Boring.
Summer league involved, summer league included.
Thank you for bringing that up. My next thing on things that we need to say goodbye to, NBA Summer League. You know, there was once a time where NBA Summer League was really something that we all really clamored towards. You remember that time when Lonzo Ball was playing with the Lakers on the Summer League team, and he was playing almost every game they went to the Summer League. Yeah, that whole squad, Josh Hart, and they went to the Summer League championship. Everybody was watching. It's not just because it was the Lakers. It's because their star players, their star drafted players were playing in the actual games. Look at this past year. How many games did Cooper Flag play? 2. How many games did Victor Wembanyama play? 2. So what? Summer League is only supposed to be good for 3-4 days, and then after that, nobody cares. And no more star players, no more star rookies are going to play. If we're going to watch guys who won't make it to the league, guys coming out of the G League, then what's the purpose of hyping it up for? And there's no shade to the people who are grinding for the opportunities. Go ahead and grind all you can to get to where you need to be. No hate on y'all. But to promote the Summer League like it's some massive, great event for the upcoming stars, it's not. Because the upcoming stars don't play. Yeah. Say goodbye to Summer League.
I'm with you, H. I don't say goodbye to it. I said we make it more efficient and maximize the opportunity. Make sure that these draft players have to play at least a minimum of 3 or 4 games. And we shouldn't have All-Stars or Summer League be this long. They have it for 2 weeks. Shorten it, make it more efficient, make the games more intense. Make sure that those drafted players play at least 4 games, and each team has a total of 7 games or 6 games for the week. Make it a week long instead of 2 weeks. And I think it'll make it more efficient. It'll make it more exciting. But yes, I agree with you. There are some things that need to be changed about Summer League.
I don't know if we can say goodbye to it, because there's no way you say goodbye to All-Star Weekend. But the current structure of All-Star Weekend, we need to say goodbye to that as well.
You can say goodbye to some things All-Star Weekend.
Yeah. We've seen it too many years now. There's just a lack of intensity. The stars don't dunk in the dunk contest. The skills competition is frankly kind of washed out. The current structure of All-Star Weekend needs to be kicked out the door. Point blank, period. It's not entertaining. Nothing else I can say about it. I have my suggestions, but what we got going on.
Yeah,
is not
All-Star Weekend as it stands, as it is. Say goodbye to it. We can bring in a different All-Star Weekend where it's a bunch of influencers, Twitch guys, where guys can either coach or actors and actresses we can interact. You can make it an event weekend without having terrible basketball being played or terrible events happening when it comes to competition. The skills challenge. If we got to do it more efficiently, and I would love to see bring it back to the old school ways, do it the old school way, and have guys compete, to the best ability. But that may not happen. So we got to find a way to make it more interesting, whether it's hosting you have Drewski, Kai Cenat, or Kevin Hart doing some type of event where it's comedy and having them play basketball.
Well, Kevin Hart might have to take a break after last year's performance, because nobody was happy about his performance last year. That's just keeping it real. With that being said, I do think, though, watching the WNBA All-Star Game, Danny, that they caught on to something with the stud buds, because the stud buds were live streaming the entire time. If you
got the Twitch thing going, Twitch is a big thing. So yeah, you got that going on.
If you had a Victor Wembanyama, a Ja Morant, an Anthony Edwards, content creating, live streaming during All-Star Weekend, showing the actual interactions, let's think about All-Star Weekend as not the All-Star Game, as not the slam dunk competition. Think of it as exclusive access to players. Yeah. If we start thinking about it that way, where we start to get to see the interactions between the players, not just the interactions on the court, but at an event, at a signing, when we start to see that is what fans want. They want to feel like they're in. Yeah. And the more that you could do that, the better.
Say goodbye to it as it stands right now.
Yeah. If you try to make it about the game, it's never going to work. We've seen that too many times now. All right. Also, time to say goodbye to the current structure of the NBA playoffs. I will say that I enjoyed this year's NBA playoffs, but I do think there's just something wrong about how it's kind of structured, in the sense that we had the Eastern and Western Conference Finals, and it was game after each team only got one off day between each game. And I think it just runs so contrary to how other rounds are played. And it's definitely how the NBA finals are played. I have no problem with how the finals is structured. I know they have to do it that way for certain reasons, for TV ratings. And I understand how the first round is kind of mapped out too, even though I think the first round could be spaced out even more so that there's no, there shouldn't be games running congruently. I think that's the phrase. You shouldn't be having simultaneously. You shouldn't be having games played at the same time. Like 7 a.m. tip off. The next game, I don't care what network it's on. It shouldn't start until 9:30. I shouldn't be battling to watch two playoff games at this. Yes. No, absolutely not. That's ridiculous to me.
No,
but
agreed.
But my main issue though is with the conference finals. A game every other day. I understand you want to have a game every day for the NBA fan, but I think that's actually unfair to the players.
Yes, it's taxing, and it is time to change it. And this is even before we got to the conference finals. Denver hadn't had more than 2 days off. They didn't make it to the conference finals, and they didn't get any rest. So if you want to see less injuries in the playoffs, we got to be smarter about how to space these games out. You don't need to have 6 games a day, especially early on. You have four or 5 games a day. Just do three games, and as it gets down, you still got to space it out. Now, you can do every other day early on, but you still got to space it out at some point to give them 2 or 3 days in between. To give players rest. And as it goes on further down in the series, in the conference finals and in the finals, you got to give them some rest, So if you want it to be more efficient for the players, you got to space it out a little better. So yes, let's say goodbye to the every other day and 6 games a day, and you're battling, swapping back and forth to catch 2 games playing at the same time. We should let that go.
What's the last one that I want us to say goodbye to?
The reviews. We're going to the review process.
Oh my God. Okay. Yes. All right. We've been potted for longer than we expected. I'm all down with reviews. We all want plays to be called correctly, but nothing is more infuriating than being in the heat of watching a game and there's a controversial play that happens that forces a review, and the review is longer than 2 timeouts. This is ridiculous. This is, we don't, as fans, we don't like timeouts. We don't. But we understand you need to call a timeout if you need to draw up a play in order for the team to compose themselves. We respect the game. But when reviews are actually longer than the timeouts themselves, when a review is like two timeouts back to back, you're killing us.
Yeah.
If you can't get it right in 2 minutes, you can't get it right.
It should be even less than that. It should be 1 minute. You have people watching the game. If you have referees, especially in the playoffs, that are doing their job and reffing the game, you should be able to make the call in or buzz into the ear and get the call right away. Listen, this is what happened. This is part of your job. You should have referees off site, which they supposedly are, and give you the call right away. You shouldn't have to look at it again, and then get a call from Connecticut or wherever they're getting the. It takes too long. Bro, now, I do think
we see like 7 replays of the same angle.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Two reviews for the game. Everybody, the challenges. You get 2 challenges. I think you should get 2 challenges, 1.5, or however you want to use the 2. And they should be quicker reviews. They should be within 30 seconds for all of them during the rest of the game. Now, if it needs a little longer in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, okay, I'll give you a minute and a half, minute 15. But all these calls should be made if they're watching the game and doing their job within 30 seconds. All right, I seen what happened. I saw the review 6 different angles. We have all the cameras here. That was a foul. Call it by criteria.
That's it.
That's all. Speed the game up. Let's get it done. Say goodbye to it.
I still can't believe that AOL was still doing dial-up, dog. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. All right, guys. We got to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I think we might
saying goodbye to us right now.
Yeah. You got to say goodbye to us.
Goodbye to those things, but sorry, we've been here for a long time, but you got to say goodbye to us now.
I think we cooked up something for the next show that you guys are going to enjoy. But until then, Danny, tell them what to do.
Read, rate, subscribe, review. Peace.